Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So, what happened last night? What's happening right now? Well, the Bitcoin and crypto fire sale begins. However, how long is it going to last? And is this the last chance to buy? To buy Bitcoin and crypto cheap? Well, let's talk about all these things and more. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Take a look. Bitcoin, unfortunately, has fallen about 4,000 points, about 6% since yesterday, and we're hovering around 63,500. So yes, we did have a little fall, right? Just last night, I was talking about how today could be the start of a major pullback. Anywhere from 20% to 40% pullback, right? So is this the start of it? Well, let me show you a few things. First of all, yes, it does seem kind of bad that we have fallen 4,000 points within a single day, and we did pull back overall, right, from our top of $73,000. But, you know, when in doubt, zoom out. I've always said that, okay? So I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. And then I'm looking back at the last time Bitcoin was at this level. What was the first time we breached 63,500? Well, that was around here. That was right around here. That's when we broke up to about 69,000 and fell down. But I would say that's right there. And what day is that? Well, that was March 4th. So that was approximately 15 days ago. So let's just round it up to 2 weeks. Okay, so on the grand scheme of things, how far did we pull back? About 2 weeks ago. Okay, that's it. We didn't pull back 2 months ago. We didn't pull back 10 months ago. You know, 2 months ago, we were still back in the 40s. Okay, that's how fast things have moved. So, is a pullback like this healthy? Yes, it definitely is healthy. Okay, we have seen many, many, many pullbacks that are much, much greater than this one that we're seeing right now. Okay, but you know, here's the good news. If you look at top to bottom, let's just look at the percentage. If you look at top to bottom here, yeah, that's about 15%. That's not too bad. When it comes to pullbacks, 50%. It's a decent pullback, but still very tame compared to some of the ones that we have seen before. And I'll show you that in a little bit. But what caused this sell-off, right? Besides this phenomenon that seems to happen before every single halving event, right? But you know what? I'm still not convinced about that. I'm still not convinced, and here's why. Grayscale. There's something fishy going on with Grayscale, and I've been saying this for a while. Grayscale knew that this was going to happen. They intentionally set their fees really high, 5 times higher, no, 6 times higher than anyone else, because they knew this was going to happen. And now, you know, Michael, how do you say it, Sonnison? I mean, he was interviewed and he's like, well, we will drop our fees after we hit 12 billion in outflow. 12 billion in outflow? Where did he get that number from? Right? Like, why 12 billion? See, there's something very suspicious with this. People need to ask the question like, what did they know? Right? I mean, that's the reason why Grayscale has been selling off so much, because this seemed like it was already planned. Like they knew this was going to happen. And there's something fishy there. Now, yesterday was the first day, I think, since the very first day of ETFs, where the inflows could not match the outflows. Okay? BlackRock tried. BlackRock tried really hard. Itself took in about 6,700 Bitcoins, which is a lot. Okay? That's a lot. But Grayscale yesterday had one of the most massive outflows, 9,600 Bitcoin, almost 10,000 Bitcoin sold off. So it couldn't match it. It couldn't match it, basically, right? So there's something really, really suspicious about Grayscale and the way it's selling right now. Again, the fees. Everyone else, BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, their fees are 0.25%, 0.21%, Bitwise 0.2%, Grayscale at 1.5%. So they're trying to collect as much fees as possible because they know the selling's going to be done. Why not just raise the fees to like 50% then, right? That'll prevent people from selling off Grayscale. It's like, if they know this is going to happen, hey, set the fees outrageously high. Maybe that'll stop it. But anyways, that's what happened. That's kind of what prompted yesterday's sell-off leading to today's, right? And then you add everything together, that's kind of like where we are. But, I've been saying this for a while. BlackRock is going to flip Grayscale soon. I say within the next 2 weeks, it's going to happen. BlackRock is buying as much as they can every single day. They have more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy, and soon they will have more Bitcoin than Grayscale and become the largest publicly traded entity out there on the planet holding the most Bitcoin. And that's not a good thing. I'm not saying that it's a good thing, right? But right now, the only thing that's countering Grayscale selling is BlackRock. I mean, that's really it, BlackRock and Fidelity. They're the ones that's soaking it up. Otherwise, we would have some deep trouble. If we didn't have hundreds of millions of buying going on through the ETFs and we have Grayscale selling hundreds of millions per day, we would be in much bigger trouble. But so we have that. But long term, this sucks. You don't want the big boys, the big institutions and big financial companies and banks to be eating up all the Bitcoin, right? So don't let that happen. Don't let the FUD get to you. And you know what happened yesterday? Besides just Grayscale selling, there was one whale that really wanted to manipulate the market. And I don't even know how, I don't even get how this could be profitable for this whale. It makes no sense whatsoever. On BitMEX last night, there was a unknown entity, a whale, that sold off 400 Bitcoin on purpose and dropped the price of Bitcoin down to $9,000 on BitMEX. So if you were using BitMEX, you could have bought Bitcoin at $9,000 because they didn't have enough liquidity to offset the 400 Bitcoin. So they said they're investigating, right? They said this didn't lead to liquidations over their futures, although I think this had a lot to do with a lot of the sell-off that we had yesterday. But they're investigating. But like whale games like this happen all the time, but I don't see the logic of this because whoever sold 400 Bitcoin, I mean, that's a lot of money, first of all. There's no way that they bought back at a cheaper price. So they would have bought back at a higher price, and then they just lost tens of millions of dollars. I don't even get how that works. Or maybe they were trying to crash. They were trying to profit on the future side, and BitMEX prevented it from happening. I don't know. There was some purpose, but whoever this is lost a ton of money. I'll tell you that. They lost a ton of money by trying to pull this. But hey, I've always said there are a lot of whales. There's market makers. There's market manipulators. Yes, there are a lot of them. Happens all the time. All the time. Right? Again, don't be fearful. Now, you know who's not fearful? Why I have Michael Saylor on the thumbnail. Yeah, he's not fearful. He recently raised another 600 something million, right? And you know what? Comes in at the right time because he just bought another 9,245 Bitcoin. Okay, for an average price. Was it 67,300? Well, I guess he bought a little bit too early. But regardless, now he holds 214,000 Bitcoin and average price is 35,000. Okay, so the average price obviously is going up, but he is in a race with BlackRock to hold the greatest number of Bitcoin there is, but he is losing the race. BlackRock already won, and I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. But Michael Saylor does not care. He will continue to buy Bitcoin. This is the mentality of a Bitcoin bull, a long-term holder that believes in Bitcoin, that believes that Bitcoin is the best store of value on the planet, is the best hedge against inflation, and there is no second best. That's how he sees it. And he will continue to acquire more and more and more Bitcoin as time goes on. Now, speaking of these dips, I did say we get a lot of these dips all the time. Yeah, we do. You notice those arrows. You know, when you zoom out, it kind of just looks like, okay, we got a lot of green, but some reds, but they're not really noticeable. Okay, but if you live through them, you'll know that they are pretty drastic. A lot of them are extremely drastic. You just don't remember it. You can't really see it when you zoom out. This is how drastic they are. 30%, 40%. I mean, the one I just showed you guys, 15% is significant. It is significant, but on a grand scheme of things, it's one of the tamest pullbacks or sales that we have seen in bull markets. In bull markets, generally speaking, we see 20+% dips, some 30% dips. So we're nowhere close to those levels yet, right? So just to tell you guys, yeah, pullbacks are normal. They are normal with every single cycle, and we are going to get a lot more of them going forward. So don't be discouraged. This is normal, okay? I just don't know when they're going to come. Sometimes they come randomly, and sometimes it's predictable, right? A lot of people did call that before the halving event. We'll go get a pullback. Although I'm still arguing if Grayscale didn't sell so much, we wouldn't have this pullback, right? So is this a coincidence, or is the reason why Grayscale is selling because of the pre-halving jitters? I don't know. Just because there's a correlation doesn't mean it's, it's the cause. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. But what I do know is this. This is normal. And if you have the ability to, of course, keep on holding and DCA. You're just getting your crypto for lower prices. It's like it's on discount, okay? It's like going into your favorite grocery store or big box store and seeing your favorite item at 15% off. So it should make you love it even more because now you could get it for cheaper. That's the way I see Bitcoin. If it's 15% lower, well, then you should love it more. If Bitcoin falls 50%, you should love it more because now you can buy it at 50% discount. But generally speaking, that's not how it works with retail. If they see a 50% drop, they're going to panic and then they're going to hate it and they don't want to pick it up. But that's not how you build wealth through investing in Bitcoin, right? So last thing I'll say about Bitcoin is this. Last time in 2017, and 2021, we saw something similar, right? We saw a crash. We had a COVID crash before and then a FTX crash. We saw prior, before going to all-time high in 2021, we did have a mini dip. And then, of course, we went forward, right? So is that mini dip right now before we go forward? Quite possibly. So again, this notion of this pre-halving dip, I'm not so sold on it. I guess we'll have to see in a week or two if it's really going to be an extended dip, or in a week or two, we're back to 70-something thousand, and then basically it was nothing. It was just a blip because Grayscale is selling too much, right? All right. Now, outside of Bitcoin, what else is there? Not a whole lot. Ethereum is showing a lot of weakness right now. Okay. But they may be saved with ETFs. Fidelity amends their ETF to include staking. So what they're going to do is take the Ethereum that they buy in their spot ETF, and then they go stake it. And then they go take the reward from staking and give it back to the fund somehow. I don't know if it's going to be given back as dividends to the people or just go increase the number of ETH in the fund. I don't know the exact details, but it's quite interesting how that's a thing with Ethereum. Now, I think that's going to prevent the SEC from approving this because according to SEC, staking is a security. So I don't know if that's actually a good idea. But what right now, it does seem like Ethereum is losing a lot of strength, and someone like Solana is just picking up strength. Of course, Solana is still doing very well. Of course, it came down from its top, but still holding the 180s right now. And they're seeing a ton of stablecoin activity, a ton of activity overall, and their memes are just silly at this point. In fact, the latest big meme, Slurf, has more volume than USDC and USDT. That's just insane, nutty volume. And I don't quite get it. But anyone that got into Slurf, I guess congratulations, you became a millionaire overnight. And there will be more like that in the future. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. Let's do Q&A. All right, I'm scrolling up here. Jason says market manipulation. Well, whoever this whale is, that's exactly what they try to do. Justin says my wife is a whale. You guys are too much. Garrett and his ponytail today. Okay. Okay, here. Lewis is saying, do you think it's a good time to sell? No, I never think it's a good time to sell. I don't think it's a good time to sell now, especially since we're down 15% too. But that's just my opinion. David says, I'm about to drop ETH for something else. I've held it for years and it just isn't performing. I mean, a lot of people feel that way, so you're not alone. All right, let's see. Caught up here. Need your opinion on Bell's coin. It claims they are the first meme coin 8 days before Doge. Who cares? Who cares? That doesn't mean anything. Maybe Satoshi created a meme coin too, but that doesn't mean really anything. So, not gonna be checking that out. Diego, I did not have a chance to look at that yet. Soul Friend and Soul Chat, both with true utility and 9 million supply. Devs on both projects are brilliant. You know, I just don't like this. For me, I just don't like social apps like that. First of all, I don't use them. And second of all, I think it's very hard to grow new social apps. Very, very, very hard. That's why there's so limited apps out there, because it's to get that network scale is extremely hard. So when would be a good DCA day this week? Hey, Suze, you could say that. You could say it's today. You could say it's tomorrow. You could say it's the entire week. As long as we are lower than our previous high, then it's a good DCA opportunity. Blood in the streets, dropping 401k to 0 until all-time high. What? Oh, because you're going to use that to buy crypto? That's not a bad thing. Joker says the ETH upgrade was a disappointment. Seriously thought it was going to reduce gas fees for ETH, not their L2s. No, Joker, I covered that. It was only to drop gas fees for the L2s. It was not going to drop gas fees for Ethereum at all. So I don't even get why they needed to do that. I guess it was just to try to save their ecosystem because even L2s were getting too costly. So even dApp makers were complaining about L2 fees being too high. So it was kind of a way to please them, but it didn't help ETH itself at all. Peter says, Sol only pumps because of memes. When that is over, Sol is wrecked. Are you sure it's going to be over? Do you remember 2021, how NFTs led basically the entire time and didn't really pull back? So it could be this time around too. Is it a good time to buy Big Red? Could it go down more from here? Anything could go down more from here. But I do know that they both pull back. Both Big Red and Kulo, they both pull back hard, but they're coming back up now. So it's good as opportunity as any. Igor, George, you're amazing. Thank you. I was listening to Don Lemon, Elon interview. Elon spends his free time playing Diablo. Maybe you should get back into it. I should. I need to take my mind off. I'm going to be a hardcore, not hardcore, but I will be spending more free time getting back to working out, dieting, and getting back into shape. So that Don Lemon interview, I've been watching clips, man. He really pissed off Elon. I could see why Elon fired him, but, you know, I think Elon is just so used to being treated as a god and like all the questions are like easy softballs. He's not used to answering the hardball questions. So yeah, I'm not saying that Don was wrong. I mean, he asked some very annoying questions, but that's what interviewers and reporters are supposed to do. They're not supposed to ask a lot of softball questions. I didn't watch the whole interview. I've been watching snippets of it, and it's kind of irritating to watch Elon get so mad because normally he's not like that. He would keep telling Don, "Oh, we only got 5 minutes left. Choose your questions carefully." Like, it was like so condescending. Blazo, thank you. Energy Web token. Yeah, I've looked at it before. Not a fan. Not a fan of any energy trading tokens. They have been tried before and all failed. What do you think about Flux? I'm up 100%. I know Flux is doing very well. Slow trending upwards. And they are in the AI space. People just don't realize it. You know, but once people make the association that truly an AI, then I think it's going to do a lot better. Grayscale seems to be bailing out DCG and Genesis, as well as their clients jumping ship to the ETF. Seems coordinated. BlackRock and Fidelity benefit. Grayscale has good liquidity to pay off debts. I mean, you might be right there, but they've sold way more than what they owe. So, I mean, they've sold like 8 billion, probably, something like that. That's way more than what Genesis was supposed to sell, and DCG. So, I don't know. There's something else going on there, but still. I have no doubt Don Lemon was very annoying. Like, if I was being interviewed, I would get very annoyed too. But hey, when you're Elon and you agree to an interview, you gotta be prepared for those kind of questions, right? You gotta dodge those hardballs coming at you. You can't get angry. Well, you could, but I mean, you gotta avoid looking like you're a dictator or something. Crypto Crap. Speaking of Kulo, just picked up a nice little bag of Uniswap last night when the cap dipped below 20. Man, that shows you how strong the Kulo community is, because when I woke up in the middle of the night, it dropped like 50%, and now it's back up to the original levels. Like, it's hovering at like 20 million. That shows you how strong the community is. It really does. On a panic day, that tells you a lot about that project. You should play Lego Fortnite. My kids play Fortnite all the time. It's kind of annoying how addicted they are to it. Do you think Compound will ever reach all-time high again? I don't know. It's not one of my favorite projects. And how high will COT go from its all-time high? I mean, it could hit $1 billion. I think in this cycle, sure, it could hit $1 million. What's your thoughts on ETH Hemule? I hate the name. And it's on ETH, so I hate that too, because you're paying a lot of fees. FTM, Sol, AVAX, green, and a sea of red on the weekly. Yeah, a lot of these are. If you look at, okay, I know like this, I'll show you how strong like Sol is. Even though today 24 hours it says it's down, because it's look at this. And Avalanche too, right? On the week, Bitcoin's down 12%, ETH is down 18%, Sol's up 21%. Okay, and Avalanche is up 13%. Cardano's down 17%. Doge and Sheep down 20-something percent. Polygon down 20%. Chainlink down. I mean, that shows you how strong, well, and Aptos too, I could give them credit, but it shows you how strong Sol is. And if you look at the 60-day and the 30-day and the 90-day and year-to-date, it's only getting stronger versus ETH. Paul, thoughts on Unizen? Unizen. Let's see. Maximize returns on your decentralized swaps. Seamless cross-chain enable swapping. Access to... Okay, what? It's some kind of DEX aggregator that saves you on fees. This is the only good thing, I think, really. Well, these are good things. Fiat on-ramp is important for some, and native Bitcoin support, that's important for a swap. You don't get a lot of swaps that have that. Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wouldn't put any money into it. I would use it. I wouldn't put any money to buy the token. Looking to throw 1K on something, best 10x chance. I don't know. I don't know, man. Go throw it into a meme. They'll probably do a 10x. There's so many good ones. I mean, you could throw it in Solana too to do a 10x. It'll just be slower. Depends on how fast you want that 10x. Have we bottomed, or do you think we have more to go? Thinking about hedging against my longs. You know what? I can't tell you. I just know that right now we have massive amount of Grayscale dumping. So if Grayscale continues to dump more, the market will probably go down more. Okay? I mean, they are not just dumping, they're accelerating their dumping. So whoever's behind it, DCG, Genesis, other institutions that want to get out of Grayscale, they're cashing out. They're certainly causing what's going on right now. If we did not have Grayscale dumping $700 million of the Bitcoin per day, we would not be in the situation we are in right now. So if you ask me, I don't know. I can't tell you if this is going to extend further or not. I just know that once it's over, once Grayscale selling is over, we're clear. We will recover. Southern Gen, the ETFs need to move to companies like BlackRock and Fidelity because they will hold it for long-term store value. I mean, yeah, the only problem right now is Grayscale. I still don't know who's dumping. They're accelerating their dumping. It's not like they're slowing down. They're increasing. That's the problem. Let's see if I can zoom in there. I mean, they sold like close to 10,000 Bitcoin yesterday. That's ridiculous. Once they're out, they're out. Be done with them. The only good thing Grayscale have done for the industry is get ETFs approved. And that's probably self-serving. That's probably because a lot of the insiders wanted to dump, and that's the only reason why they fought so hard. But they did give us the ETFs. Toki, the co-founder of Solana, is a partner support of SoulChat. Yes, people have mentioned that before, but it's just a chat program. I don't get it. It's not something that I would get behind. And it certainly doesn't need a token. Thoughts on Success Kid meme? You know, people brought that up yesterday, and it was pulling back hard. So let's see. Yeah, yesterday when I checked, it was like down here. It came back a little bit. I mean, overall, it seems to be holding. Look at this stupid slurp. 400 million. Kulo holding about 19 million. Man, this was a drastic drop. Some paper hands, and then came back. And then Big Red. Let's see where Big Red is at. Big Red not doing so well right now. 8 million. Hopefully they can come back. I think like Avalanche still isn't as embraced as Solana. Like Cock is pulling back too. Cock is holding, but still it's down from its previous high a lot too. Tower. 1 year ago? Is this the one? There's so many towers. I don't know what it is. 10 million. Is this even a meme? No Congress or SEC investigation when obviously the GBTC dump is a big concern. They're all in on it, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Grayscale. Maybe it's BlackRock, you know. Maybe BlackRock is forcing Grayscale to do it. You know, we don't know. I'm not trying to make it seem like BlackRock is our savior, like they're up to good. No, they're not. They might be part of it. They may be the ones that's causing everything so that they can accumulate endless amount of Bitcoin. So I'm not saying it's just like Grayscale is a bad guy. It could be BlackRock behind it. Should I move all my render, which is Ethereum based, to render, which is Sol based? Yes, you should do that. They go cancel the Ethereum based render. There has to be some kind of swap mechanism for that. FOMC tomorrow, your thoughts? Basically, Powell's just going to say we need to keep our rates high and evaluate. They're not going to cut tomorrow. There's no way they're going to cut tomorrow. Or, I mean, yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday, right? There's no way they're going to cut tomorrow. It's too early. Thoughts on Doge and SHIB? I'm up on both. Sell or buy? Hold or sell and buy Bitcoin? Tracy, you got to make that decision. Megland, over 300 million%. Is that real? When they're measuring from like 16 decimal points, then yes, it sounds impressive. Yesterday, I think today or yesterday, Japan said they're raising rates for the first time in like 2 decades. That's pretty significant because they are suffering from crazy amount of inflation. They can no longer handle it. So that's still a thing. Chris says, George, this will be my first bull cycle. How on earth do I know when to sell? If you don't have a cash pile, that's when you know you need to sell. Keep 20, 25, 30, 35% of cash on the side. And when that percentage starts dropping, sell more and replenish. So keep that cash pile. That's when you know. Let's see. I know Grayscale, MicroStrategy has been taking a beating too. So it could be as for stocks. Man, they were at 1800 down to 1200. That's a good 20% drop. But Saylor does not care. He will continue to buy and buy and buy and buy some more. Would you convert 2 ETH to Sol? If it was me, yes. Do I have Proppy? No. I do not like Proppy. Fractionalized real estate, not my thing. Not my thing. What is the point? A cash pile of BTC will double? The point is that you can buy. You could DCA. Like days like today, you're able to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price. That's the point of having a cash pile. BitSensor, this solves AI centralization. The more I research, the more I'm blown away. BitSensor is trying to be a decentralized version of ChatGPT. Whether they're successful, I don't know. The processing power of AI is enormous, and BitSensor can make that more doable by spreading out, the processing power. I know they're in that space. They blew up like seemingly out of nowhere. mean, they're 4 billion in market cap. I have no idea how I missed that. They jumped up so much so fast. Yeah, since the November timeframe. 10x since then. Pounds Fam Ventures. George, difference between swap, Coinbase Wallet, coins versus buying Trader Joe and AVAX. Does your Patreon explain some of that? No, it doesn't. Those are things that you need to Google. I think you're trying to use the built-in swap within Coinbase Wallet. That's not the same thing as going to a DEX like Trader Joe and swapping. But there's not a huge learning curve. Basically, you go to Trader Joe, you hit Connect Wallet, and it detects all your AVAX, and then that's it, and you could trade for a cock, right? But if you're really trying to use things like Trader Joe or QuickSwap or Uniswap, you really should be doing it from like a browser wallet, like MetaMask or Phantom, because they're so much it's so much easier to do it on your desktop than your phone. Street Poet, good for him, except, yeah, very little people know of him. I only met him recently because of the IFC. Unfortunately, he had to pull out. Was it dumb of me to sell my Bitcoin profits last night so I could buy a pre-halving dip? I don't know. If you sold higher than what it is now, then it's not stupid. Then you could buy back for cheaper. Armando, I have no idea, went up 70% yesterday. I have no idea why. Do you think Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson? No. If it's a real fight, Mike Tyson would destroy him. But because his exhibition, they may dance around for a few rounds, and Tyson's not going to be... He's going to be pulling his punches. You know, it's a way for Tyson to make an enormous amount of money. So... if he falls, if Jake Paul somehow knocks him out, then you know it's rigged. But I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I think they're just gonna go the distance and like, it'll be like a draw or something stupid. But I would still like to go to the fight though. I would love to go to the fight. Uphold is now selling cock for non-swappers. You know, I never think of Uphold. I don't know if I trust them, to be honest, though. What's your favorite car? I don't know. I don't have a favorite car. My newest favorite car is now my G-Wagon. I enjoy driving that every day. I don't know if that's the ultimate, favorite car, but it is something that I enjoy right now. Kelly... new member, welcome. Man, 7,700 people in here. I know you guys are concerned about this. We pulled back to about 2 weeks ago. Grayscale and some BitMEX whale tried to really scare people away. Don't let these guys scare your money into BlackRock. Where's BlackRock? Yeah. BlackRock isn't scared. Don't sell your Bitcoin to these guys. Just know that dips are normal. They come every cycle, every single cycle, and sometimes even more drastic. But then we get past it and we continue forward. Can Orange do $1 billion in market cap this cycle? I have no idea. I have no idea. Cost to insure a Ferrari, it's less than you think. It's the same as my other cars. Because they know you're not going to drive it much. So insurance is not a factor. Like maintenance is more expensive than insurance. If you're interested in gaming, Animoca Brands partner with Tower Token for several mobile played earned games. Reviews are massive. Animoca Brands, I just know they just get involved with so many projects. I can't keep up. When they were getting big in 2021, I remember some of the ones they were getting into, but now they're like in like hundreds and hundreds of projects. I can't keep up. But it's good to know. Thank you. But I don't play any games right now. Lean, I appreciate that. Diablo or Fortnite? I've never played Fortnite before. I've seen it, never played it. I like Diablo. I like Diablo a lot. I sent Chainlink to VeChain from Coinbase wallet to Coinbase, but I can't see the money on Coinbase. What happened? What? You send Chainlink to VeChain? What does that mean? You swap Chainlink to VeChain and you sent it to... Oh, because you fucked up, that's why. Sorry for my language. You swap for native vet and then you try to send it to Coinbase, and Coinbase probably doesn't support native vet. I don't know. I think it doesn't support native vet. It supports like a ERC version of vet, and that's probably why it doesn't show up. You probably have to open up a case with Coinbase and see if they can help you with that. I had a 10K unique armor Diablo 2 battles 13 and didn't have PayPal. Which armor? I had every single like thing in Diablo 2. All right, guys. I think that's enough. Enough for this morning. You know, overall, Bitcoin is down. Okay, like I said, you know what? There's some grayscale selling, whale selling, but just know that dips are normal. They happen every single cycle. Don't get feared out. Okay, see it as a buying opportunity. See it as Bitcoin and crypto on sale. And I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Take care.